So you're a freelance videographer and you have a day rate. Let's say that your day rate is like my day rate. It's $1,000 if you work for an entire day with a client. The most that you can make in a month is $28,000 to $31,000, depending on which month it is. Now let's remove some of that because we have expenses, insurance, taxation. We're gonna lose a lot on those working expenses. It's not going to be the gross number anymore of $28,000 to $31,000. Now it's going to be closer to $14,000 to $16,000. Now let's look at inflation and personal expenses. You're going to be sitting closer to $4,000 or $5,000 per month that you're actually putting in your pocket. And then beyond that, maybe you want to buy a house, so you're saving up to do that, and you've decided that you need to put aside $2,500 per month to save up for the down payment for that house. That's going to take you 3 years to save up that down payment to buy the house. Earning this much just simply isn't enough. This is a problem. And today I'm going to work through the solution to the problem. And the solution is to clone yourself so that you can earn $56,000 to $62,000 per month instead of that lower number of 28 to 31. Welcome back. This is part 5 of the video business series, a collection of episodes that I'm putting together, which go into more detail on the 9 steps that you can follow as a videographer to fast track your success in your career. Our income is based on the amount of time that we can put into something and charge a client for. So how do we get more time? Basically, we get more time by finding someone to help us with our business. We essentially clone ourselves so we can slowly, with time, double our income as effectively, efficiently, and ethically as possible. Now, you can refer to your clone however you want. You can call them your avatar, your subcontractor, assistant, employee. For the sake of simplicity, I'm gonna call mine John because that's what his name is, and it kind of hints at the idea of having a John Doe. Essentially, John is a subcontractor that came to me a number of years ago, and he invoices me every 2 weeks, and I send him an e-transfer. So he is sort of a subcontractor employee hybrid for me. Now, if I could do it all over again, I would have looked for my John before he accidentally came to me through a mutual friend. So that's why I'm making this video, so I can kind of lay out what I experienced and what you can do to actually fast track this process for yourself so you can make more profits for your business quicker than I did. When I was about 2 years in, my friend Graham gave me a call and he said, I have this roommate John and he wants to be a photographer, Jay. Can he have a conversation with you and maybe you can teach him a thing or two? So I said I was down to do that, and I had that chat with John, and it actually turns out that John was looking for somebody to teach him how to do the things that he wanted to do in his career. He didn't have anybody that could show him how to do it. Seemed like a good opportunity for him. And then it actually turned into a very good opportunity for me because I didn't know it at the time, but John has become a very important part of how my business operates and the reason that I'm able to do what I do every single day. Now, at the time of recording, 4 years after I had that initial conversation with John, he's still working with me, and he has actually allowed me to skyrocket the success of my career. I want to share with you exactly how I got to this point, from initial conversation, building up that relationship, to now where he is comfortably earning an income that sustains him, and he's putting a lot of effort and time and creativity into my business as a whole. Ideally, somebody should come to you and say, hey, like, I have this friend or this acquaintance that really wants to be a photographer or a videographer as well. Like, do you think you could teach them something? That is the best case scenario, because that person that you want to be working with, they're already quote unquote warm. And that's what happened with me with John. As I mentioned, Graham called me, he connected me with John, we started talking, and then it just kind of evolved from that point. Now, if that doesn't happen for you and you're wanting to fast track this process, simply just share everything that you create online as much as possible and start to even ask around. Look for friend groups or people who might know somebody who's a creative person who might be able to help you out in your business and who wants maybe a change in their career, a change in their life path. You can find these people, they exist all over the place. The type of person you're looking for needs to be creative. They need to be a problem solver. They need to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, ambitious. They need to want more out of their lives, and they need to be open to want to learn how to do the skills that we have learned over the course of our careers. They can't be a closed-minded person. They don't have to be a videographer or photographer already. They just have to be creative. And this was the case with John. He maybe did a little bit of film photography before we started talking, but he didn't know any video. He didn't really know how to edit that well, didn't know much about photo. I don't think he even had a DSLR or anything at that point in time. So I really took him from green of green, and I took all of the knowledge that I've collected and I implanted it into his mind, cloning him, right? He's become sort of my avatar, my guy on the ground. I can send him to do anything that I want to get done, and I know that he's going to do a good job because I've instilled within him the way that I like to do things. So that's obviously mutually beneficial. It benefits me because I have more time back to sell and to work on more projects that I'm really excited about. And it benefits him because he's making a career out of this thing. He's making money with his camera and his creativity, and he's very fulfilled. I've watched him blossom from sorting vegetables in a basement of a restaurant, which is where I found him, to, just shooting on Sonys and editing and taking client calls. He's got his own clients now. It's really, really been a lot of fun to watch. It's been really rewarding. Now, when you found this person, you want to pay them to learn. So maybe think back to if you were mentored by somebody and that was like a free program. You just went and learned from that person and they taught you how to do stuff and they didn't pay you anything. Take that concept and flip it. Literally pay them to learn stuff from you. And that obviously sounds and seems too good to be true. Give that to them. But you have to make sure that you really believe in them, and you have to make sure that the communication is really open. Tell them from the start, I'm going to teach you everything that I know, and I want you to be involved in every process that I'm involved in within my business. And I'll even help you get your own clients if it does come to that, if that's something that you do want. I just want you to know that I trust you, I respect you. I'm going to teach you all of this valuable stuff, and let's build a career for you. That's the only way that this really works, is having open communication, having trust. With John, I had him just come to the office I was working out of, and he would sit beside me while I edited. He would help me look for new clients to reach out to. I would also bring him on shoots. So he would be my assistant. He would help with audio. He'd wear headphones while I was doing video shoots. He would keep track of the sound. I know that was a good fit for him because he's actually a musician first. I also paid him to take a color grading course because I saw that that was something that he needed to improve, was his color grading skills. So I had taken this course years before, and then I paid him to go and sit in my office on my laptop while I edited from home. Again, of course, he appreciated that because he was getting paid to learn how to do this really interesting thing that was using his creative mind. As we moved along, I gave him gear that I didn't need anymore. I gave him a Tamron 2275, an old drone, and eventually he did just buy his own camera. He bought a Sony a7 III. Now he's got two Sony a7 IIIs and a Sony a7S III. He's built out his kit really well. Now when it comes to payment, we're gonna use the same sort of method that we use to value our own time. You're gonna ask them very transparently, what are you making right now per hour at your job? With John, it was maybe 25 bucks an hour, and that's what I started him at. I just paid him 25 bucks an hour. Instead of him working that other job, he was coming and working with me, and he started to invoice me based on that number and the amount of time that he spent working with me. It started very minimal. You're gonna start at 2 days out of the week, maybe even just one. Just come and hang out and do some work with me. Now, along with teaching this person about the technicalities and the logistics surrounding filmmaking or photography, whatever it is that your specialty is, you're also going to teach them about business. So you're going to teach them about invoicing, get them set up as a sole proprietor. That's what it's called in Canada. I don't know what it's called in the States or other places. Basically, that just means you're self-employed. Help them get set up with that, and yeah, anything that you know, just tell them openly and trust that they will appreciate that, and they'll want to reciprocate, and they'll want to keep moving forward with you and want to keep working with you. If they do bail out, don't take it personally. We all have our own struggles and inner demons. I did have somebody else before John, actually, who was starting to work with me a little bit, and I was doing the same thing with him, and after a month or so, he just ghosted and didn't talk to me again about wanting to work with me. And that's okay. It just means that it wasn't a good fit. And honestly, if that does happen, it's better that it happens at the start of your working relationship than maybe 1, 2, 3 years in, because then once you get to that point, you have a lot more rebuilding to do if you do have to go and find another John. It might take a few of these people coming around and trying it out for a little while, but when you land on that right one, it is really going to change the way that your business operates. It's really an exciting thing to happen as a creative freelancer. Now, as this process keeps going on now even further, maybe you're a year in or a year and a half, 2 years, you're going to start making more profits in your business. This is an investment, right? You're investing into this person. You're giving them a company email, you're giving them old gear, you're teaching them things. Maybe you started to pay them a little bit more. You're bringing them around more. Increase the amount of time that they spend with you and just start to gently pull them away from that day job. Ideally, it's this crappy job that they hate anyways, and they would give anything to get out of having to go there and suffer through doing that every day. That is what happened with John. Like I said, he was sorting vegetables. It sucked. As time went on, it went from 2 days to 3 days to 4 days. At one point in time, I had him working 5 days a week with me. As you're growing through that process, remember the same rule that we had in the last video that went over pricing. Don't pull them out of their day job until the income they're making has replaced that day job income. John was a bit of a unicorn or a freak. He just came into the studio one day and he said, "I quit my job." And I said, "Why did you do that?" And he said, I'm just done. I just gotta get out of there." I'm super proud of him for doing that, and it's worked out for him and for me for sure. I feel that is kind of rare. I don't know if that will happen with the person that you start to work with. You might have to help them make that decision because it can be a scary thing. Got to commend John for quitting his job that he hated and going all in on being a videographer, photographer hybrid. I'm really proud of him for doing that. So once that's happened, once your John has quit their job and now they are just working with you all the time, you have to continue to make what you're offering them valuable. You have to continue to see the value that they provide and respect that and be grateful for it and give them things in return. Obviously, give them gifts, give them cash for Christmas, continue to give them old gear that you don't need to use anymore, and continue to increase what you pay them. I've increased what I pay John every year. Year's end comes and we kind of look at where we're going, the growth we've experienced together over the past year. We reflect on all that, and I increase what I'm paying him by a little bit, and not something stupid like you'd get at a corporate job where it's like 10 cents. It has to be something sizable, $5, $10 every year. You need to pay them a little bit more. In the same way that you're increasing your rates, you have to do that with them as well. Now, as time goes on, they're going to be shooting things for you because you're trusting them to go and create on your behalf. You're making them into your avatar, your clone. As they're creating that stuff, maybe they're going to be editing some of it too. The best approach here is to fully drop your ego and let them use that content as their own portfolio. The better they're doing financially, mentally, creatively, spiritually, the better you're going to be, because they're going to want to do a better job working with you. They'll be happier, they'll have more energy, more creative energy. You are not doing yourself any favors by being greedy with the content that they help you create. They made it. If they shot it and they edited it, if they shot it and they edited it, then you need to let them use it for their own portfolio. I told him from the start, "John, I'm going to teach you everything that I know. I'm going to let you use all the content you create with me for your own portfolio. I'm going to help you get your own clients as we move along here. If there ever does come a time when you have to go on your way and you don't want to work with me anymore because you want to just do your own thing entirely, that's completely fine too. I'll help you do that." It is surprising how much we can receive when we just give things to people unconditionally, because I didn't put any conditions on wanting anything from John. He has given to me without any reservation whatsoever. He is committed and ambitious. I'm very lucky. And I hope that you can find somebody as good as John to help you grow your business, because I genuinely would not be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for this guy, which is why I am so excited about sharing this in this video, because it just makes all the difference. You know, you're not alone in building a business. There's those old sayings, you know, two's a crowd or it takes a village. When you're building something great with another creative mind that you love and respect, it is just such a fulfilling process that is hard to compare to anything else. When you're just doing it by yourself, guessing basically, it can be a lot more challenging. You can tire a lot more easily. You can get overwhelmed, more burnt out. But when you've got that person that you're treating respectfully and you're subcontracting work to them, and they're someone who you've taught everything to, who can create mirror images of the quality and the style that you like to shoot and create in. When you have that, you know that somebody's got your back. It's going to give you the energy and the time to do more of what you want to be doing. And then from that point forward, you can just replicate that. Like, you can then have them within your business find another subcontractor that kind of helps them and learns from them, and it can scatter out from that point. That is how obviously a big creative agency works to a certain extent. However, this is more of a free system, free in terms of freedom. You are working with individuals and you're creating one big collection of client work and accessibility and collaboration, but you're all separate from each other. That gives us the mindset to feel excited and proud of the things that we do. Because if you take the other route where you find somebody and you pluck them out of whatever else they're doing and you put them into a slot, they're going to get frustrated and they're going to want to leave eventually and do their own thing anyways, because that's likely the reason that you're doing what you're doing and you're watching this video and you want to be a freelancer and do your own thing and spend your time how you want to spend it. You were in a box and you wanted to get out of that box, so you quit and started your own thing. You don't want to do that to your loyal help. You don't want to do that to your John. You want them to feel free and feel happy and excited to get up in the morning. Let them make their own hours. Let them work when they want, for however long they want to. If they're not feeling great and they need to take a sick day, let them. If they go on vacation and they still need to get paid regularly, pay them what you would normally pay them. And then when they get back, they can just make up the days to you. I have done all of these things with John. He's been with me for 4+ years. And you know, if he does eventually go his own way, then hey man, all the power to him. I'm proud of the guy, and again, I really hope that you can find somebody who serves you and serves themselves as well as John has served Ashcroft Media. Now, there's only so much I can teach about how to install this vital part of success into your business. So I did do an entire module on this inside of Creative Business Mastery. Shameless plug, the link is down below if you want to check that out. As you pay your John more and more, you're going to start to realize that you have to guarantee that you can continue on like this. You have to make sure that the profits are there to be able to pay your John. So in the next video, I start to talk about finding retainers or subscriptions with your current client base so that you can guarantee that you have X amount of dollars coming in month to month and you can keep this person around, and you have systems in place to make sure that they're covered, they're good. They don't have to worry about feast or famine cycle. Money might not be coming in next month. You commit to pay this person every 2 weeks. The best way to do that is to follow the retainer model. So you can watch that, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. Peace. Pretty good, Agent.